one for me, for changing my life and supporting my dreams. Having my little way, ghetto used to act funny. I don't know who I can trust. We confident, they don't know about us. I don't trust these niggas. Ain't no place we going up. Ain't no microwave in the room.
Y'all have microwaves there?
Yeah.
Right back with the hook. Get under. Get under. Yep. Double it. Double it.
I started pressing his ass. Yeah, get the paddles, little bro.
That's time, man. That's 12 rounds.
Shakur just definitely did a lot for my career, bro. And everything was genuine. January 31st, they're gonna see the two of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. I'm not paying attention to Teofimo, bro. Nobody, I don't care about Teofimo. At the end of the day, Teofimo is terrified of me.
He's gonna want to make this a firefight, but I think that's gonna be his downfall. It ain't me more so proving it to myself. It's more so just stamping it, like cementing it in my legacies. I think with the guys that he fought, they either had this, but they didn't have that. And when he's fighting me, I got this, I got that. And that's gonna be the difference come fight night.
On the last day of camp, Shakur refined his abilities in a natural way. His focus stayed on stamina, disciplined habits, intelligent eating, and clean technical execution, prioritizing skill and control rather than raw physical side.
Not trying to put on all that muscle and all that extra they keep talking about. Skills pay the bills, and that's what's gonna show up on fight night.
We looking forward to this here fight with Teofimo. I know we can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's gonna be ready.
This camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is sharpest I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good. And I just...
Inside the gym on the final day of preparation, Shakur works with full focus and readiness. The session is centered on polishing technique, building endurance, and fine-tuning the game plan ahead of fight night.
I'm gonna get bigger, I'm a superstar later on, and I just gotta keep working.
And this is the main event. He is a former featherweight world champion, the 2016 Olympic silver medalist from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur's trainer shares that working with him comes naturally. He pays close attention to instruction, applies techniques with precision, and stays locked in throughout every training session.
It's of course like a coach's dream, you know. He's technically sound, you know, he's disciplined, he does everything right, you know. All you gotta do is talk gloves and give him water majority of the time. You don't gotta worry about skipping those steps, you know. He gonna follow everything, plus do a little more on his own time, you know. He make a coach job easy.
Shakur goes hard during pad work with his trainer, running sharp combinations while sharpening his quickness, accuracy, and rhythm, all while staying composed and locked in.
I'm on a jump rope, try to do some sit-ups and shit, some abs. It ain't over yet. I think like 8, 9 on the bag, 3, 4 on the pads. What was that? 3 on the jump rope. I did 15 rounds altogether.
19 if you count them 7 with the shadow boxing.
Yeah, I did 22 rounds altogether. Now it's time to go eat.
Shakur acknowledges the strength of his support system, pointing to Terrence as a key influence who inspires him and offers guidance that extends well beyond training sessions.
Welcome out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terrence Crawford, that's my big brother. I love him to death. I feel like if he wasn't in my career and in my life, it'd have been very difficult getting to the level that I got to. He kind of taught me is take every guy serious. Seeing him and seeing how he prepared for guys who I know that's not on his level, it kind of turned me up to make sure that I do the same. you the guy. You 4 kings, but you're in my way. So I gotta move you out my way.
This guy is the best, and we're here to face the best. That's just what it is.
Teo's that guy. Like, I admire his style. I done said this before. I think he's a hell of a boxer. He's fast, he's strong. He got boxing IQ, you know how to outbox people. We're sparring for. We did 3 rounds.
Shakur explains that the sparring footage shared by Teofimo gives a false impression. According to him, the round hadn't officially started, and the clip was altered in a way that distorted what actually happened.
Very misleading. It was the first round. So we warming up. Ain't nobody really laying nothing. Like, he know deep down inside, he remember how the sparring went.
He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
Well, he gonna want to make this a firefight, but I think that's gonna be his downfall. Being that I know that I'm getting in the ring with the truth, I want to elevate my game and make sure that I'm better than him. I want to be better than him in every area on fight night, and that's what we.
Shakur begins his sessions with dedicated warm-ups and stretching routines. These exercises help increase mobility, reduce the risk of injury, and get his body fully prepared for the demanding work leading up to fight night.
Especially when Brown was out here. I ain't never get around. Brown was out here doing it. Y'all be hitting it.
During camp, King Jerem Nazhan Ben Israel works closely with Shakur on pad drills, sharpening punch selection, flow, and rhythm to keep him dialed in and ready. Meanwhile, newly surfaced audio of Shakur Stevenson sheds light on his mindset ahead of the Teofimo Lopez matchup. Known in the past for talking about legacy, mastery, and proving greatness in the ring, Shakur now openly shares a more financially focused outlook. He minimizes the importance of championship belts, describing them as decorative items rather than true measures of success. Instead, he emphasizes the value of earning substantial paydays, explaining he would rather invest in assets like real estate or enjoy the real-world rewards of his work than hang belts at home. Analysts see this as a noticeable shift in how Shakur presents his priorities. Earlier in his career, his attention was centered on defining fights and legacy opponents, particularly a long-discussed showdown with Tank Davis. Now, Shakur's comments mirror a more practical philosophy similar to Gervonta Davis, who has consistently placed financial success above symbolic achievements. This shift suggests Shakur is thinking more like a businessman, driven by long-term security rather than public validation. While some fans may question this approach, it reflects the modern reality of boxing, where success is judged not just by titles, but by how well fighters maximize opportunities and secure their future.
Shakur, in a recent interview for the Teofimo fight, they asked him, have you wore your belt in the crib? And he was like, nah. And then he spends the next few minutes downplaying belts, right? Oh, belts are cool, but they're trophies, they're trinkets.
Listen. The championship belt around the house for fun. I don't know what it is about belts. Like, it's like trophies is trophies. Like, I don't know. I'd rather get a big check and go spend some money on some property or something. Belts is cool. Like, they good to place in your office and put them up. They look good for people that come see them. I think the money. I like the big checks.
Do you think you can land a punch?
I like the money. I don't care about belts. Time to expose the boy. Previously, Shakur spent his whole career talking more so about legacy and proving he's the best.
Jesse Hart delivered a thoughtful and honest analysis of the upcoming fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, adding another layer of intrigue to the matchup. Hart believes the appeal lies in the contrast of styles. Shakur excels at controlling distance, using footwork and positioning to dictate where the fight takes place. Many opponents struggle to close that space, but Hart expects Teofimo to do the opposite, rather than settling into a technique. Battle, Lopez is likely to push forward, disrupt the rhythm, and bring physical pressure from the opening moments. Hart also noted that Shakur is comfortable in close quarters. When forced inside, he relies on strength, positioning, and subtle tactics to neutralize opponents.
Very reason. Speaking of Gervonta Davis, your newfound statements of not caring about the belts sounds eerily similar to what Gervonta Davis has been saying. Roll the clip.
At one time, it was always Tank in your mind who you wanted. Is that still the same way or no?
I came to terms with accepting that the fight may not ever happen at the end of the day. And I can't, like, it is what it is.
You was literally saying that fight's going to happen no matter what. It's too much money. Eventually it's going to happen. But what changed it now?
You could tell he's not really, like, he don't want it like me. Like, I really want this.
Right.
Like, he's
Tank don't want to fight. I really want it. So for starters, if two people haven't fought for whatever reason, how do you determine in that situation who wants it? Neither one of y'all.
Still, the biggest question remains. What happens if those tools aren't enough? If Lopez manages to break through the distance consistently, Shakur may be required to adapt, increase his output, and operate outside his preferred style. Hart pointed out that Shakur's true advantage isn't raw speed or knockout power, but his mastery of movement and range control. His ability to manage space may be among the best in today's boxing scene, and that skill could determine whether the fight is a smooth performance or one of the most difficult tests of his career.
About the main event with Shakur and Teofimo Lopez.
I love that fight on a lot of reasons because Gordo, Teofimo Lopez, to take over, is going to come. He's going to try to break that distance best he can. He's not going to just give in to that distance that Shakur got with his feet. Shakur is a distance fighter, and people don't try to break his distance because he'll get rough. He'll use that forearm and put it in your throat. He'll push you back. He'll try to, once you break his distance, Shakur get rough in there. That's what I like about him. He ain't scared to make it rough. He ain't scared to get physical with you. But Gordo is not going for that like Lomachenko. I'm curious to
Shakur Stevenson responded to recent remarks from Teofimo Lopez by suggesting they were fueled more by envy than accuracy. He explained that regardless of platform, whether standard broadcasts or major ESPN events, his viewership numbers have consistently surpassed Teofimo's. Shakur also claimed that even in their hometowns, his fights have drawn larger crowds and stronger fan support. Because of this, he believes Lopez's frustration comes from feeling overlooked. Still, Shakur acknowledged that every fighter wants recognition, but felt the situation was mishandled by turning personal feelings into public criticism.
If he breaks Shakur Stevens' distance, in the rough tactics and being physical doesn't work, I'm curious to see what baggage Shakur is going to go in. Is he going to just start all out throwing combinations, or we going to still try to establish his distance? We know that Shakur distance is his greatest asset. His distance is not his timing, not his hand speed, because all that to me is average. He had average hand speed. He had average punching power. He had average footwork. His greatest asset is his distance. Now that's what he has. That's greater than Floyd Mayweather's. It's greater than Andre Ward's. It's greater than
Shakur's longtime trainer, Wally Moses, issued a confident message toward Teofimo Lopez, making it clear that Shakur's skill set goes far beyond what many critics acknowledge. Moses reminded fans that Shakur wasn't just a standout amateur, but a multiple-time world champion who also earned IBA Fighter of the Year honors. That award recognized him as the top amateur boxer in the world at the time. According to Moses, dominance has been a constant in Shakur's journey, as he consistently outperformed countless opponents while rising through the ranks. In his view, that level of success comes from structure, discipline, and exceptional ring intelligence.
It was more so a jealousy, but not just being realistic about what was going on at the time. I think if you looked at my views on regular TV, because people try to act like, oh, regular TV, that's a good thing when you fighting on ESPN. So you looked at my views and you looked at his views, I always did more than him. When you look at, you put me in front of my hometown fans, you put him in front of his hometown fans, I always did more than him. So I think that's where the jealousy kind of lies. Yeah, like at the end of the day, he really ain't had no reason to say all of them things, but he just jealous that he's not getting the shine that he feel like he deserved. And I feel like he deserved it too. I don't disagree with him.
You don't want to take it away from him.
No, I don't disagree with how he felt about it. But the way he went about it, like, oh, they only like black fighters. No, it ain't ESPN, brother. It's who you is to.
While many focus on Shakur's speed and smooth style, Moses highlights overlooked qualities like timing, control, and underrated power. He suggested that Teofimo may be underestimating that punching ability, warning that clean connections could quickly change the course of the fight. Addressing concerns about moving up in weight, Moses brushed them aside, explaining that today's fighters grow naturally through proper nutrition and conditioning rather than forced muscle gain. He believes Shakur is simply evolving physically while maintaining his explosiveness, experience, and quiet strength in every shot. Moses is confident. Then Shakur enters the bout fully prepared to make a statement.
Shakur wasn't just an amateur boxing champion, he was a world amateur boxing champion on more than one occasion. Also, he was the AIBA Fighter of the Year, making him the best boxer in the world, and an amateur boxer. So, you know, Shakur is looking for those same things from Zay Quinn in terms of inside the professional ranking. But Shakur has been proven that he's been the #1 boxer throughout his life. He was #1 in every category that he boxed in, from kid coming up, you know what I mean? Here in the U.S., he had to eclipse every boxer over like 1,000, almost close to 2,000 points in terms of his winning. So, you know, it's not a thing that, you know, people be talking about what have Shakur done. They know what Shakur done in his amateur ranking. And Shakur done everything that they never were capable of doing.
Jamal Herring offered valuable insight into what Teofimo Lopez must do to stand a chance against Shakur Stevenson. Speaking from first-hand experience, Herring described how difficult it is to face Shakur at long range. Even with a reach advantage, landing clean punches proved nearly impossible, as Shakur consistently slipped shots and countered with precision. Over time, frustration sets in, mistakes increase, and the fight slowly turns into a chase. By the time adjustments are made, the damage is often already done. That is exactly the trap Herring warns Lopez to avoid. According to him, trying to outbox Shakur technically is a dangerous gamble, as Shakur thrives on distance, timing, and control.
It's only going to be a matter of time before he proves, you know, this caliber of fighter that he is to the world.
Now, as far as the weight jump goes, what's that preparation like? This got to be his 4th weight class.
Well,
like, what do you look to? Do you look to add more muscle? What's the proper way of adding weight when jumping up?
Let me give you an example. All right, let's look at when Terrence fought before Canelo, right? Yeah. Everybody talking about him walking up and moving up here. The weight was going to be a problem, but a lot of people don't know what these cats really walk around at. So, you know, the weight factor being a problem is not appropriate. It may be appropriate to some fighters, but, you know, some people are looking to grow, get muscle, get stronger.
Instead, Herring believes Lopez must rely on his physical advantages. As the naturally bigger and stronger fighter with explosive speed and an unpredictable rhythm, Lopez needs to apply pressure early. The goal should be to break Shakur's spacing, force physical exchanges and prevent him from settling into a comfortable pace. Herring emphasizes controlled aggression, pressing forward with intent, setting the tempo, and keeping the fight rough. If Lopez turns the bout into a battle instead of a technical chess match, Herring feels he gives himself the best chance to win.
If you watch carefully, he uses his front foot as a measuring stick, and then that's how he gets his distance on you. And even then, like me having the longer reach, he was still able to make me miss and make me pay for it. And then that's when after a while, I just had to throw out boxing out the window and just fight him. But by then, it was too late. It was too late. I found myself playing catch up. I was already cut up, so we know how that ended. But then when you got a guy like Teo, which is another good friend of mine, Teo is so elusive, where he has a really good offbeat rhythm. I mean, we seen him in his last fight, Arnold Barbosa. You seen him when he fought Josh Taylor. You seen it when how he comes out the gate against Lomachenko, and I believe he has to do that even with Shakur. You gotta basically be the bully because he's the bigger man. He has to basically put his foot on the gas and step to Shakur. But I think it's a great matchup, and it's two real good styles that clash. And for me, I also, despite what people may think, or maybe the one loss on Teo, I think it's a great matchup for boxing. I'm actually excited for it.
When you look at the styles, and you think, okay, Shakur is gonna fight the way he fights, because that's who he is, and it's not a knock to him or his style. It works for him, but I guess in this case, Teo can Teo box with Shakur and win rounds, or does he have to be on him, be aggressive, and pressure him?
I think he can, but I think he used to mainly use his size and his speed. Teo has a good snap. He has a good snap in his punches. And I don't think he wants to make it too much of a chess match with Shakur, because that's, like you said, that's Shakur's game. He has good eyes. He can see everything coming. I mean, we see with the Cepeda fight. I think Cepeda's issue was he was fighting at the same.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.